Hi, this is Rosalind Kahn from Chow Entertainment, living your best life. Today I am so excited and honored to have with us the wonderful, the beautiful Wanda Ray Willis. Tell us, Wanda, tell us about your childhood growing up. What was it like for you? Was there entertainment in your family?
Oh yes, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything, and not a big range of it, but I had an uncle who played the piano by ear. I had another uncle who was blind who played the harmonica, and I had an aunt who used to sing in a singing group. I had a cousin who was a writer and in a singing group in Bermuda, because I'm from Bermuda. And what else did I have in my family? I think that's about it. And I just got started because I was singing solos at the church, Vernon Temple Church in Bermuda, from a very young age in the choir. And I was very young. My mom said I was very young when I started to sing in the church like that. And that was with the marvelous Daryl Simons. He could play that organ, and that really got your guts going for those spirituals that we would sing and the gospel tunes we would do with the choir. And it was a very wonderful experience for me growing up with music. But I listened to a lot of things. Lots of my family always had albums playing, and one of my favorite ones to do was The Sound of Music.
Wow.
Which is still my very favorite musical. My mom took me to that musical when I was about, I think, 4 or 5.
Oh my gosh.
And she bought the album, and I would come home, I would be at the house singing the whole show and doing all the actions, carrying the suitcase, and she's saying, "What's the difference about that? Oh, I must have these down for these voices. If I know, I just know I'll go back." When she's going to the kids to look after the children at the big mansion, I sang all the songs. One of my favorites, because I was very young then,
Right.
was "The sun has gone to bed, and so must," and I used to mimic the little girl's voice, like my voice. And "The Hills Are Alive" was beautiful, and the Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me. That was one of my favorite songs, when they do the duet, her and the captain, and they finally fall in love.
Right.
I still watch that every year. I turn off all the lights, get some popcorn,
Uh-huh.
because I have the DVD.
Right.
And then one year at the Hollywood Bowl, they had it featured on the big, huge
Right,
screen
right,
there.
right.
Yes, and I treated myself for my birthday, and my cheeks were hurting because I was smiling so much. And it was a wonderful event. I hope they do that again, because I'll be right there in one of those box seats. I had a great time, and some of the actors from the movie were there. The girl, I can't think of her name, she was one of the judges.
Right.
Who sang the "I am 16, going on 17." You know that song.
Yes, of
So
course.
She was there on stage. She was one of the judges and MCs, because they had a huge parade with all of these children going by in costumes, and it's just a wonderful film.
Wow, I can certainly tell you have the most beautiful, beautiful voice. It's lovely.
Thank
Now,
you.
how old were you when you actually got discovered, or how did that happen?
As I said, I started in church singing in the choir, and it was probably around, I must have been around 7 or 8 when I started singing solos at the church.
Right.
And then when how old was I? I made my first recording. You're a Friend of Mine on
Uh-huh.
Peachtree Records out of New Jersey. I was a teenager then, and that was through my cousin, Clark J. Smith. You know the song "We Don't Need No Water, Let the
Right.
That's his song. So
Oh,
when
wow.
you hear that, and he's a producer as well. Well, that's his song, and he was the one who produced my first CD with Peachtree Records of New Jersey, and we did a tour, and we I signed autographed pictures, and we had shows all through the East Coast, and it was playing on the radio. One of the songs was on Billboard, and then from there I got to do background vocals for some named artists. What People Do for Money, I'm
Right.
background on that. I'm also background on Request Line.
Uh-huh.
DJ, please pick up the phone. I'm on the request line. I'm one of the background on that. So I got to be seeing my material in the Billboard, and it was playing on the radio all over the East Coast. And we did shows at like the Peppermint Lounge in New
Oh,
Jersey.
wow.
All those places. So it was a wonderful start on the East Coast. That's how I really got started.
And then how did you move from the East Coast out here to the West Coast to Los Angeles? What brought you out here?
Well, it's a long story, but little sadness and little happiness. I was living on the East Coast, and then I went through a divorce. And so I came home to Bermuda, and to gather things and around people that loved me, and my creative juices were just flowing like crazy. That usually happens when you have something negative happen. But you have to look out for them, or they will go away.
Right.
And I was looking out for something positive, and I was painting. I did 5, because I also am an artist. I'm
Wow.
an acrylic artist. On canvas, I did 5 paintings that my parents put in their guest apartments that they had for tourists, and I did that while I was there, suffering, going through the divorce. And also, one night I went to bed, and when I woke up in the morning, I had the song for my show called Spunk Bubble, the song for my show, and I had a whole script written out.
Wow.
And Spunk Bubble is still, I still have it in the works. I still have the proposal and everything. It did run on Continental Cable Vision, because I came back to the States
Right.
to get the divorce done, and I came to California to do the show. Now, how I got here is that one of my piano students, because I had lots of piano students, and the parents of one of the students, I played the song for them and told
Right.
them about the children's television show, and they said, you need to meet with this friend of mine. And we arranged a meeting.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Oakland Aviation Museum. This is a special museum for aircraft, historic GA, general aviation, and World War II airplanes here at the Oakland Airport. As you can see, it's now open 7 days a week for the summer. And I wanted to show you around. This is an indoor and outdoor museum. This is the outdoor area. Over there we have a flying boat. There's not too many of those left. Here you can see the Douglas KA-3B Sky Warrior. Really cool. Let me take you inside the hangar. I'd love to show you around a little bit inside this hangar that is home to so many wonderful planes. This here is a favorite of most people. It's a P-51 Mustang. Lots of red and blue. You can read up on it. See the helicopter back there? It's always great to look at all the historic aircraft that you can't see in too many places. I'll just take you through this hangar right here. This is an Aranca. A lot of people got their start or had their first flight in this plane. Now we use more Cessnas. Come over here. And this is just a great place to come and visit, to bring your family. As you can see, the ground is like a little runway. Got the Kitty Hawk Corporate. And of course, that's the Wright Brothers. That's the Wright Brothers plane. There's always exhibits in here. We have some engines. And this is the gift shop where you can get all of your favorite aviation goods. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon.
Welcome back. We're here, and I'm so excited to be here with Wanda Ray Willis. She was telling us about a big break with one of her children who was one of her students. Can you tell us what happened there?
Okay, their parent, there were 2 brothers who I had did piano lessons with, tutored piano lessons, and she heard the song. The kids loved it. You know, the theme song that I wrote.
Right.
And I showed her my script, and she said, would you like to have a meeting with a professional who's in the industry? So I said, sure. So I had everything ready. I made the proposal, typed everything out, and I had a meeting with him, and his name was Fred White. He did a lot of the lighting for some of the big films in California. So once he heard the song and saw the script, he said, you know what you need to do? You need to go to California and go to Continental Cable and have that show produced, because it's a great children's television program that publicized positive events in the public school system, which also had a positive self-esteem building theme to it. And it had a guest that came on and did a live hands-on presentation pertaining to the topic of each show. And the first topic of the show was be good to yourself, there's only one you.
Right.
Which caught on really quickly because a lot of young kids, they're not good to themselves. You know, they don't have strong self-esteem for one reason or another. So, but we have to remember to tell them, especially the little ones, be good to yourself because there's only one you, you're special, and love them to death. So in any case, that's what I did. I came here, I had 3 suitcases, and I think I had $300 to my name because I was going through, I'd gone through the divorce, etc. And I came here and I stayed at a friend's mom's house apartment for a while until I got my own place. And I went and I had meetings and I sent out the proposals to the different stations in the area, to the program directors. That's who you need to send your material to, the program directors. And I got some really good positive feedback from them. But they said they had a lot of irons in the fire already and they couldn't handle another show. One of them was the educational station. What was it? Was it KTLA, I think? I don't remember. Yeah, the education. Yes, so they really liked it. But they said I would have to get my own sponsors and I didn't have the wherewithal to do all that. But it's still there. I have the tape of the show. 2 tall guys made me a really good videotape clip introduction for it and everything. And the kids loved it. I circulated it in the schools because I was also started teaching, and I was also signed with Central Casting and Bill Dance Casting, all those places to work. So I was working my, you know what?
Oh wow!
I'm telling you. And that's where it started. That's how I got here. And then I, at one point, from my recording, I started producing my recordings. I did my first CD, Here I Am, which has 11 of the songs I wrote. And of course, you put some cover tunes in there.
Right.
To make everybody interested if you're an unknown artist. And one of the favorite songs on that is Why Do the Children Have to Cry? It's my dad's favorite song. Yeah, I dedicated that to my niece Haley, and he loves it. And it's a song that what we need today. Why do they have to cry? You know, protect their dreams, make their dreams bright, you know, cherish them. You know, why do the children have to cry? When all should be on their face is a smile as wide as the Nile. That's one of the main vocals of the song.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
and if we take a step today and make the world okay, we'll see their faces shine and sparkles replace the tears they cry. So that song is very special to me as well. So I did that CD, Here I Am. That was more of the music. And then I continued to do a lot of work in film, background, etc. I got like featured background parts, one speaking part in a movie, and
what was
I
that
worked
movie
with
called?
soaps a lot. What is it called? It was about the DJs. I can't think of the name right now, but the singing group that approached the studio because they wanted them to play their music so badly, and a crowd gathered, and I'm one of the people in the crowd. They go to meet them, and I'm grabbed by the cop like this.
Right.
Oh, please! You know, I'm trying to see that.
Right.
That was my first line, and then in a few years later in New York, because I moved to New York for a while, in New Jersey, back from California. I did a film called The Glow of a Warm Aquarium. Now that I had a role, I was the wife of the main character, and she was also a jazz singer.
Exactly. Whoa.
So little bit parts. But you know what they say? Little steps lead to big things. So I kept doing the little things, little things, little things, little things. And I'm still doing the little things, and making them into the big things. And further here, one of the parts I had, I was the potato lady on Soul Plane. And I would go shopping or whatever, and people would recognize, oh, you're the potato lady.
Whoa.
It was so much fun, to have that done. And then I also did do theater. When I first came here, I was in probably 3 theatrical productions per year. One of my main ones that I was in, where I got my NAACP.
Right.
My first one is North on South Central.
Tell me about that.
Yes, that was done by the Theater Perception Consortium Group, and it is a wonderful, wonderful production. I mean, we traveled from South Bay. We did tons of performances. We were pick of the week in the LA Times newspaper, and the production got 5 Beverly Hills NAACP Theater Awards. 5. And that's where I got my first award. Now in this production, I portrayed Dorothy Dandridge. And I've been portraying her since that production. I portrayed her there, and I have a story to tell. When we went to meet the people,
Biz Avjets USA magazine is a new publication to the business aviation industry. And business aviation is a growing and thriving industry. We plan to bring you all the latest trends and news. We also plan to bring you new information about new airframes, systems, and interiors to market. Feel free to visit bizavjetsusa.com.
My grandmother had Alzheimer's, and I remember we were all in the hospital room, and for like 10 seconds she recognized who we were, and then it was gone. So it's like a thief. It's taking away memories and who you are as a person. Over 5.5 million Americans have Alzheimer's. That number may double by 2050. For more information, visit rightfocus.org.
Senior Care Authority is a one-stop solution for helping you locate senior living options.
We understand the care, the costs, and the safety records of hundreds of communities, from assisted living and memory care to independent living and even skilled nursing. We help families cut through the complexity to make courageous, informed decisions under difficult circumstances.
Biz Avjets USA magazine is a new publication to the business aviation industry. And business aviation is a growing and thriving industry. We plan to bring you all the latest trends and news. We also plan to bring you new information about new airframes, systems, and interiors to market. Feel free to visit bizavjetsusa.com.
All right, this is Rosalind. We are back with Wanda Willis, and she's talking about North on South when she got her first part with the NAACP, and she plays Dorothy Daniels. Let's hear what happened in that exciting role.
oh my gosh, it was wonderful. It was a small role in the production because I also was a dancer as well. And one time when we went off stage to meet the audience, Fayard was in his wheelchair. Now I'm talking about Fayard Nicholas, who was Dorothy's husband in real life, Harold Nicholas's brother. I'm sure you all have heard of the Nicholas brothers and their fantastic dancing. None other like them. When they moved on stage, their fingertips were even talented. Everything, every bone in their body. I love looking at those performers still, because they're so immersed in it. And you never know what happened to them before they went on stage. But it doesn't look, their smiles, everything is involved in the act. Well, anyway, we came out to meet the audience, and Fayard was there in his wheelchair. I think he had just had hip surgery. And he took my hand and he looked at me and pointed at me and he said, "You remind me so much of my Dorothy up there." I will never forget that. That's so dear to my heart. And then another time, after the show, we went out to meet the audience. Johnny Cochran, he said, "Come to me, Dorothy." I mean, those are moments I'll never forget. And then also I met Marla Gibbs because she was very close with, she knew my friend from Bermuda, who's like one of my other mothers, Gwen Baldwin of the Gwen Baldwin Youth Foundation, that helped youth in the environment for 35 years. And I was a member, I was on the committee, etc. Well, she was sitting near Gwen and Gwen said, Marla was pointing and saying, "That girl reminds me so much of Dorothy Dandridge up there." And then of course we got to meet, and I met Marla again and worked with her at the Saban Theater and within the late and great Michael St. John's play, I Feel Sin Coming On. Ruta Lee was a part in it, Kenneth, Leon Isaac Kennedy had a part in it, and I played, and other actors, I can't recall all of them, of course, and I played the part of the sister of the main character. So I had a role with speaking parts. Mary Lee Hasford, she was in it. She played the mother, I believe. But in any case, I got to work with Marla there. That's a band theater. Wonderful, wonderful talent. She gave me some many tips of wisdom that has helped me along the way as well. In my journey in the arts, she's fabulous. And so I did the show, North and South Central, and Wanda Willis got her first NAACP, Beverly Hills NAACP Theater Award from that. And since then, I've gotten nominations for portraying Dorothy because that was in the 80s. And the writer, one of the writers of the show, she said, Carla Dupree, she said, "Wanda, you need to write your own Dorothy Dandridge show." And that's just what I started doing. But before I got to do my show, I did another show called Lonely Girl, where I portrayed Dorothy Dandridge, a solo show, only me on stage, my first time doing a solo show. And it was fantastic too. I got the NAACP nomination for best solo performance show, but I didn't win. And then I went on to do my own show, Walking in Dorothy Dandridge's Shoes, Her Final New Beginning. That's my show. I've done over 41 performances from the South Bay to Beverly Hills to Hollywood, all over. And I was nominated for Best Director because I do everything. I directed it. I'm the only one on stage performing it. I designed the sets. I design the costumes, I do the hair and makeup, everything. And I have a pianist, one pianist playing with me. C.B. Calbesner started out with me. And I knew him through H.B. Barnum.
Oh, wow.
So H.B. said, "You need a pianist? Go to C.B." I went to C.B.'s place to start. We gelled like magic. Musical gel. He said, "Just go ahead and sing." So I went right into one of the songs and he was just playing, and when I bopped, he bopped. When I turned, he turned. It was just fabulous. Bless him, he's in heaven right now. He's one of my ancestors. And then I've used H.B. Barnum and another young pianist, Melvin. Yeah, Melvin B. King. Marvin B. King, I'm sorry, Marvin B. King, yes. And they're all fabulous. I mean, they just play when I'm doing the show, and that's all I have during the show. I also created a documentary film and submitted it to the film festival. The Las Vegas Premier Film Festival accepted it in 2019, and they had it all over the place. And I got a really good write-up from the Big Apple Film Festival. They sent me an email, they said the artist was phenomenal, but it had too much music for it to be a doc. And there goes a bluebird. I love bluebirds. There was too much music for it to be a documentary, because I did add music to the background and all of that.
Right.
But they said it was really good. And then on 2020, I sent another version of it to the Cannes Film Festival, but I didn't hear anything from them. So I will keep marketing it. And now I'm getting ready to do a 5-minute short film, not from the stage, 5-minute short film with Harold Brown, filmmaker and director. And that is going to be what we're going to use to market it and put on the deck for sponsors and financiers, and also for an A-list actress to portray Dorothy. An A-list, so I'm looking for an A-list actress out there who can sing, act, and dance to portray Dorothy in this new film that I'm creating about Dorothy Dandridge, because her story has not been told and it needs to be told. Even though you've seen films about her before, my script has so much more to do with her accomplishments, her first, and how strong she was, and her story, how she kept getting up no matter what pushed her down. She kept getting up. So it's very inspiring to everyone, especially me. I call Dorothy Dandridge my in spite of woman. Yes.
Those are the most impressive and amazing stories. Now, you are so talented. I know people are going to want to follow you and get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Where is the best place they can follow you? Do you have certain social media tags? Is there a manager we need to get a hold of? Who do they need to talk to?
I'm with MJB Talent and LP and Associates. I also have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those good things. I'm also on Amazon. You can go there and see my recordings that are already out. I also on YouTube. All you have to do is punch in Wanda Ray Willis, and tons of my clips from performances, live performances. Most recent one was in Bel Air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with there are performances from the big band that I'm in, the Craig Cooper Big Band, and also all the list of songs, albums, etc. that I have. Wanda Ray Willis, shinesagain.com is another way to reach me, or you can call me directly, 201-286-5904 to book any of those things. My Dorothy show, I'm in a trio where I play piano vocal, I'm in a duo where I play piano and sing, or I can just come and perform for you piano vocal. I'm self-contained. So all of those things. And I have 4 songs coming out, because I did the footage for the videos. Now I have to edit the videos to have them released. Like I Love You, Don't Make Me Cry, Love the Skin You're In, and you have to love the skin you're in. And Dapper Dan the Dancing Man is not my original, it was a Michael Jackson hit.
Right.
So
That is beautiful. Well, it's truly been a pleasure and honor to hear the history, the magnificence of all the things you've done in dance, music, the arts, theater. Wow. My name is Rosalind Kahn. This is Chow Entertainment, living your best life. We play every Tuesday, 11 a.m. in Los Angeles on KXLA, and we're in Las Vegas at KGNG 26.8 every day of the week in prime time. Follow me on all social media at the name Rosalind Kahn, and this is a wrap. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.